Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about something which was released on Friday, the Havenhythe expansion video. Now, Havenhythe is one of the bigger updates of the year, and one of those updates we've been looking forward to, especially for the Grab the Hog account. Now, Havenhythe, if you haven't seen the Runescape Ahead video earlier in the year, is going to be an update which is gradually going to be broken into the game in a few different sections. So the first one we're going to receive is going to be coming on Monday, the 23rd of March. And this is going to be the lower to mid game section. And they've released a video on the YouTube channel, which I'll put in the description if you guys want to check out. But this looks to be a completely jam-packed update, which has got so much detail and so much items to it for us to go and discover. I seriously think that I've got a full week worth of content just on this single update, just covering what's been released as well. So really looking forward to it. And if you guys are looking forward to it as well, please make sure to hit that subscription button. Please like the video. Let me know which part of the updates you guys are most looking forward to and which bits you want me to cover first. Because there's going to be so much content to the update, it's going to have to be like a priority of what you guys want to see. But follow along with this video and we can have a look at what's going to come in the Havenhythe update. So in the description, as always, I'll put the link to the post, and the post does have a link to the video in there as well. So if you want something which covers everything, the post is probably the best way to do it. But what they're doing with these update videos is they're putting a lot of detail in their sort of spin on their fun Jagex style. But really good concepts, really good ideas here as well. Havenhythe seems very well detailed, and this update was supposed to come last winter, and I think the extra couple of months it's had to get released has improved it and just made it look a lot more of a polished product. However, I'm putting a quick disclaimer out now. That's not going to mean that there's not going to be any bugs or issues which we're going to get on release day. With how it's been this year, we'll probably have one or two, but I'm hoping this one will be a nice polished update on the way out. Anyway, so let's get into it. Now, what I would say is that the way they've sort of laid this post out is definitely something to go and have a read and to watch the video, because there's just so much stuff to it, and I'm going to try and sort of skip until we get to the meat and bone of it, but definitely go and check it out. Now, the first village which they've really mentioned is something called Wendlewick. Now, this is the part of the area where the forests grow a little bit thinner. They have identified that Havenhythe is kind of split between a big mountainside where we've seen ores, and whether that's going to be something to be like a rocky area. They mentioned that's where the hill giant boss is going to be, and then also deep forest. But in between that, we have Wendlewick, which is going to be the real first village. Now, what they've got, which is really nice, is different screenshots of that, and it looks very fitting in with the type of brand new village which we've got. It looks really good in terms of the graphic wise, and in terms of the skills, it seems to have a lot of things linked to that as well. So up north, you have the mention of the steep mountains, which you'll have like a very barren area. I think this will be more sort of linked to the hill giant section and also the hunter bits as well. And as you see, like some really nice content here. Now, it was mentioned during the Runescape Ahead approach that a lot of the stuff coming with Havenhythe is very much linked into what 07 currently has. And the hill giant stuff especially is linked to the 07 boss Obor, which isn't a bad thing. Like an early level sort of entry level boss is really, really good. And especially for those lower level accounts who are looking to do things like Reaper, it could be a really good way for them to learn PVM and also get into it as well. Now, as the forest thin out, you have somewhere in Sanguine, which is going to be where the brand new Slayer creatures are, and it's going to be a lot more sort of vampiric and aimed towards that kind of content. So going back to the local stuff, so this is Wendlewick, a small quiet village where farmers tend their fields, fishermen cast their lines, and a few locals dream of being heroes one day, which is nice because there'll be farming patches here. They've mentioned in the earlier post that there's going to be fish, a new way to do fishing as well, which hopefully we'll find out a little bit later on. And yeah, it seems really, really nice. It seems very well designed, and they mentioned this in the video as well, that it's aimed to show that like this is somewhere people would live, which is really, really nice. And as you can see, we have a couple of different people which we're going to meet. So this is going to be Adam. You're going to have Esther as well, and then finally this is Zeke. So the three people kind of are going to be our brand new sort of selection of heroes for Havenhythe, which is nice because I think those storylines really work well. So to start there, like I mentioned before, Port Sarim in the Rusty Anchor is where you're going to go and do the quest. And then the quest is going to give you kind of Anachronia themes where you go and unlock stuff as well. But there seems to be not just one person watching you, but others as well. Now, once you've done the first quest, you go into the second story quest, the Hearts of Sanguine, which is going to, again, lay the outlays of the land, to sort of tell you guys what's around and what is currently there as well. So part one of Havenhythe is going to bring two brand new early game bosses. So we're going to have the first one, which is going to be the Hill Giant boss, which I think looks so good. If you think about where Hill Giants currently are in the game now, the styling and the design of this one is such a massive improvement as well. So this is going to be the King of Bones, Ivar, which if you know like of Vikings, Ivar the Boneless is actually quite cool to have that as well. So it's going to be a Giant Hill boss. So this is going to give a useful boost to early prayer draining, dropping a colossal bone, buried for a solid chunk of prayer XP. He also wields the Bone Crusher Maul, a powerful two-handed melee weapon that only hits hard, but also automatically crushes bones for you, which is actually quite cool because the Bone Crusher in terms of dungeoneering does take a little bit of a while to get. So if someone who's trying to build up that early prayer XP, that is quite a nice little passive, and hopefully it's going to be a decent little weapon as well. So again, Grab the Hog in terms of its melee stats isn't high, so I'm aiming it towards this content. So we'll be trying either, but also I'm really interested to see what that Bone Maul is going to be like and whether it's going to be beneficial for a lower level account. After him, we have Silverquill, the Sanguine Hedgehog, and this is going to be a fierce, bloodthirsty hedgehog whose fight is all about timing and attention. You'll need to watch her carefully, learn her tells, and move at the right moment to dodge the telegraphic attacks. Now, by defeating Silverquill, you'll get your hands on silver and sanguine spikes. New materials can be used to tip bolts and aid your fight against them as well. And this is really to teach people about dodging mechanics, prayer switching, and again, these two bosses are kind of going to focus on that quite a lot, which is really nice actually. But the first real interaction for a lot of players nowadays into PVM is going to be things like King Black Dragon, Catfight Queen, and the Giant Mole. Not really things which are going to go and teach people like how to learn mechanics. Now, this is when I mentioned that there was one or two things which are going to be high level. 110 hunting is going to be introduced into this batch of Havenhythe, as well as a brand new big game hunter system. Now, it doesn't look to be like dinosaurs, it looks to be more around chinchompers, but this is going to be massive. So from the rewards of this, it's going to give you the ability to make the brand new armor. So this is going to be something which is going to be similar to Star Bloom and also Primal. It's not Masterwork, it's going to be the thing you can upgrade as well, which would be really nice. And they have mentioned it's going to give you a benefit to fletching as well. So crafting and fletching, you're going to get a benefit from it as well, which is really, really nice. And as you can see, it's a little bit plain, but I think it's quite cool. It's very within itself. It's very like matching to all the pieces, and it does look very, very nice. And it's going to be tier 85, which again is what the others are. It's a powerful new ranged armor, which will sit alongside the Star Bloom and also the Primal armor. So that's going to be really nice. They've also mentioned that the Masterwork was so well received because it actually does look insanely good. That is still going to be coming, and these materials will play a role in the brand new Masterwork range armor. They haven't mentioned if that's coming for sure or not, or whether it's going to come in a later batch, but it's still going to be coming, and that's going to be really nice as well. They're going to add some other things alongside Hunter. They're going to flush out and capture Jackalopes at level 32. This one I'm really interested in because they've mentioned this is going to be a new summoning familiar to assist with archaeology soil sifting, and you know that that's going to make a lot of GP, but also whether it's going to make profit as a summoning familiar as well. Like level 32 is a really nice level for it, so hopefully we're going to make some bank with either sifting soil or making the pouches, which would be really nice. We have Clockwork Traps, which is a new style of traps for more laid back Hunter. And we also, at level 55, we can use mechanized traps that can hold multiple creatures starting from 2 and going up to 5, depending on your level as well, which is a really, really nice way to do it. And I'm not going to mention it too much as a moneymaker, but for me on Grab the Hog, I'm going to make quite a few Clockworks because I think if in the traps they're used, it'll be very beneficial. If not, if you use them for invention, I imagine you're going to have to use a few sort of Clockworks to do that as well. Black Chinchompers, something which has been in 07 for a little while, is now going to release at level 73 to help fill the gaps. Something I think which is really nice is Spirit Moths, which can be found in the forest in hollow trees, and you can capture them for summoning charms. Gold Moths appear at level 18. You can also find green at 32, crimson at 49, and blue at 64, which is really nice for like a very mid-ish hunter level. You can start stockpiling your own charms through skilling, which is really, really nice. And the thing is as well, because they've released all these other methods and sort of streamlined hunting, 64 hunter really shouldn't be that bad at all. But again, Grab the Hog is going to thrive in stuff like this. There's so much stuff. I'm so happy for that account because it's going to find all this different stuff. And because it's not too high in terms of its level, it can show you guys the true benefits on how like a low to mid-level account will find it. Now, birdhouses, something else which is very beneficial in the older game, is now going to come to the game as well. So birdhouses are going to stretch from level 5 all the way up to eternal birdhouses at level 101. This is something the main accounts will try out. I'm really looking forward to this and really looking forward to see how that's going to benefit us in terms of Hunter as well. Yes, it's going to sort of go into the hourly scape of doing herb runs and birdhouses, but you don't have to do them every hour. Even if you do them like every 2, every 3, it's still going to give you some benefit over the long run as well. Now, something which I can't remember being mentioned, but I'm really excited for, is summoning. Now, they've mentioned they've got an empowered obelisk, which is going to give you slower yet more XP per pouch, and also a chance to save some of your materials as well, which is really, really nice because it's going to give people a chance to get more XP per charm, but also save a little bit of money with summoning, which can be really expensive in those lower levels. Again, another thing for the Grab a Hog account to really, really jump into. Now, fishing, the way fishing is going to be done now is that there's going to be 4 different pools. which you need to manage to then catch the fish. So there's going to be different random events, different things happen on with the pools, and then you can go and do it. Very similar to Fishing Frenzy in the fishing hub, but really looking forward to this. Really think this will be a good way as well. And they've done it for lobsters, swordfish, and sharks. So really that lower mid-level game, but apparently it's a way to get more XP compared to traditional spots as well. Now, an update which I think is going really under the radar is the lower version of Ivy. So Creeping Ivy, which is going to come in at level 35, which is going to be a lot slower compared to doing normal woodcutting, but way more AFK. Can be a great way to help people who want to train their woodcutting and give them a very solid AFK method to do it. So again, another thing, grab for hog, really looking forward to that. We have Slayer, where we have the Sanguine Crawlers, really interested to see what they're going to bring. They're going to bring something called Vampirism Gloves. Now, obviously we're looking to get rid of all the auras, and Vampirism is one of the strong ones which is going to go. Whether this is going to be something which will give you a life heal and sustainability will be really nice. I'm really interested to see how the Vampirism Gloves will go with something like the Blood Shard Necklace, and see how that goes, as well as a Scrimshaw Vampirism as well. Maybe that could make it very viable for full AFK training on mid-levels if you're willing to spend a little bit of money, but really interested to see how they go. And alongside that, we have a lot of stuff around the game which looks really cool. There's going to be some really good thumbnails and screenshots I can get for videos because it just looks so well done and so good as well. Now, what's next for Havenhythe? We have mentioned that in the summer, we are going to get the first age dig site, which will open a lot of sort of stuff to progress to the next bit where we get Havenhythe Batch 2. Which is going to come in the winter, which is going to be a lot more aimed towards the end game and the higher level stuff as well. But in terms of like a area release, it is absolutely massive. It looks great. It looks so well suited to do the recent like updates they've done to the graphics, and it just seems to fit in with the current sort of emphasis of where the game currently is. There seems to be so much stuff jam-packed to the low and mid level as well. I'm really happy with what they've done with the summoning stuff. I think the summoning stuff is going to be really nice. Hunter seems to have had a lot of love. And if that big game hunter stuff is as good as what I'm hoping it would be, it's going to be a great way to go and train as well. But a 110 sort of skill release along with an area expansion, they are throwing the content at this as well. But like I said, this is going to take me a good week to cover everything. And Grab the Hog is going to go absolutely massive with that as well. What I'm probably going to try and do next week, I'm going to probably try and catch up with Grab the Hog to the point where we're caught up to date. Just because I think like to catch up live with all the sort of episodes and stuff, and we can get sort of delving in and having fun with it, could be so beneficial for you guys as well if you want to explore it sort of in real time with the accounts as well. But let me know what you guys think. What are you guys looking forward to? I'm pretty much looking forward to everything, and we'll, as always, be covering stuff on day of release as well. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.